day, everyone, and welcome to the Meticulous Moments podcast, where we facilitate community upliftment through leadership development. Today, I have a very, very special guest with me, and he's none other than Damon Feldman. I hope I pronounced his surname correctly. He's an American businessman. He's a boxing promoter, a producer, an author, and we're going to talk about his book a little bit later. He's the creator of celebrity boxing, and he's also an undefeated professional boxer. Welcome, Damon. Thank you so much for being here.
Good. How you doing? Thank you.
I'm doing well, thank you. I really appreciate you making the time to spend with our audience today. And my first question to you would be, let's start with your childhood. Any significant things that you went through in your childhood that really brought you to this passion that you have for athletes today?
Yeah, I went through a lot in my childhood. As a kid, my mom got injured. She was a quadriplegic in a wheelchair my whole life. And my dad, was a boxing trainer, and he, basically we started out young boxing, me and my brother. And my mom became a quadriplegic in a wheelchair. My dad had the house was like a boxing training camp, and two of the fighters helped raise us, Frank the Animal Fletcher and Anthony Two Gun Fletcher. So it's really interesting.
That's very interesting. I read your Wikipedia, and it mentions that in there that they helped raise you. And also that your brother is also into the boxing and your dad trained the boxer. So it's really in your blood. And then I visited your Facebook page and I read a quote that really stuck with me. And you wrote, "It doesn't matter who believes in you or not, as long as you believe in yourself." Tell us more about that.
It's just, growing up, all children and all people have doubts in their mind. Everybody, when you're a young kid, you're a brute. Nothing can stop you. Then you go through different challenges, and it's all about how you have your people around you, who's the family around you, who supports you around you mentally. And so basically, that statement is like, I went through it all. No one really believed in what I did because maybe I gave them a reason not to believe. I don't know. But I had a dream in my life. My first dream was to be a world boxing champion. My dreams were crushed after I got injured outside the ring. I stopped undefeated. Then I came right up with celebrity boxing, and that became my new dream. That was my new chance to be a world champion, and in a different aspect. And I just pushed in it. I had no business qualifications at all. I just put together, two local guys that were celebrities, and all of a sudden it just blew up. And I got a call from Fox, Dick Clark Productions, Sandy Grossman, and I was able to work with them on putting on a celebrity boxing events, two of them for Fox. After that ended, I just kept it going. But that statement, when you look in your eye, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you either smile or you cry, right? Or you get sad. So a lot of my life, I cried. I looked in the mirror and tears would just come down my eyes and my face. And I was always like, man, what's going on with me? I didn't know what was going on. And I didn't know later in life is when I knew I was really depressed with different things. But that statement made me understand that no matter who you are, what you are, no money can make you who you are. It's just about you fighting for your dreams and making it happen.
That's the absolute truth. I agree with you. And I see that in your life. And I also noticed, and I love this about you because I've often felt like the underdog in life, growing up without a dad. My mom always said it was because I grew up without a dad that I was kind of a little bit like a tomboy, with the martial arts and the MMA and she always laughed about that. But you fight and you stand for the underdog, and I think that's special. I think that's noteworthy because you make a statement out there and you give so many people hope. And I know you have a book that you authored, and you also have an upcoming film. Tell us more about those two aspects of your life.
Well, I wrote my book in the worst days of my life. Like, so I always wanted to do a book because I thought I had a story, but now I know I had a story. And, I hit a brick walls, depression caused me to drink, and drinking caused me to do stupid stuff and got in a little bit of trouble. But it woke me up, you know what I mean? And yeah, I was able to do that, and my goal was to do my film. But my goal right now is to be a good father and build
Beautiful.
my company up. But the book led to me wanting to do a film because I always looked at the movie film Rocky because that was always like my dream. But I'm a real fighter, you know what I mean? Like, Rocky, I love Sly. He likes me, I think, his brother Frank. But knowing all that, I was like, man, I'm the real Rocky. I'm the Jewish Rocky. Let's say it like
Yeah.
that, right? So I just basically listen, to be a fighter, it's not just putting gloves on
Yeah.
and stepping in the ring or, hitting the bag. I'm a fighter because I fought through life and I went through the grueling gyms of North Philadelphia. And
Yeah.
I was the only white boy in there. You know, two African American guys raised me in my life, which made me understand the cultural of people, and really makes me understand like what the African American community goes through, and makes me just woke me up. But yeah,
My goodness, I really relate to you on different levels because, mentioning that you have had two African American dads, helping you, raising you. When I
yeah,
was 40 years old, I was doing training for international company for students online and honor society. And I met this presenter, and he's a professor. He lives in Iowa, and he's an African American man. And we did these seminars together, Damon, and we grew really close because we worked together and we just gelled. And my mom passed away in 2020. And one Saturday, when we were having a mentoring session, because I asked him to mentor me, he said, "You know what, Jay?" He said, "You don't have a father. Your mother is with the Lord now." He said, "You need a dad." And he said, I never had a daughter. I would like to, adopt you as my daughter. So I absolutely agree. Having someone step into that role is so, so
right.
important. And, our stories go out there, like your book is out there. People are encouraged through your book. I saw a post where you wrote that 8 years ago, Cameron Diaz said no for a role. And finally, I mean, you're tenacious, David. I love that. I love that. Now she's on board. How did it feel when that dream fell into place for you?
Well, it really fell in. My dream was like a hope, you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
making a little bit of a living. I didn't know what it was until, the pandemic is what blew me up. Is when I put together the fight with Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter. They were two internationally known celebrities, and that just took celebrity boxing to a whole nother level and just put me at another spot in my life and career. Um, that being said, it's just been a journey. It's just, to get to where you want to be and go after your dream is like crazy. I try to stress to people, you can make anything you want happen, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to happen in a week. You got to put the time in. You got to fight. You got to hit these brick walls. You got to fall flat on your face. That's how you're going to get to where you want to be.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Never giving up. I agree. So many obstacles teach us so many lessons. And I always tell people, when you are a martial artist and an athlete or a boxer or an MMA athlete, you really, in that sport, in that art, you discover yourself. That was my experience. I discovered myself, and that was a vehicle to get me to the growth and to the place where I needed to be. So I'm so thankful for individuals such as yourself out there, really promoting these sports, really promoting the art so that we can help and build our society, that we can build characters for the young ones as well. who are our future. And I know you're very busy, and I want to ask you, my favorite part of the day is walking out on my porch and looking at the mountains and the animals because it calms me and I can do my kata and I can do my meditation and I'm centered. What's your favorite part of your day?
Um, waking up, seeing my son, tell my daughter I love her. They live separately. My son lives with me. My daughter lives away. But that being said, how you like that? I like more the city type. Like I'm not in the city. I'm in a suburban, but like I love Miami. I don't know if you ever been there, but
Oh, not
the
yet.
beaches, walking around the atmosphere. It's Miami is the greatest place in the world. I feel like it's the best place for your overall feeling like to make yourself feel great. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
right now I live outside of Philadelphia, but ultimately I'm going to get back to Miami and I'm going to live
Mhm.
there. But so that's how it is. Like I get up and I wish I was in Miami, but I get up and just be able to thank God for getting up, and I like to hit the gym or come to my office like I'm out now, and just being able to be determined every day in life is unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And your life and your story shows that determination. And knowing you, I mean, if you've decided you are going to do something, you are going to execute that plan. So I know you're going to definitely go back to Miami and enjoy those beaches. And, I want to ask you, you had mentors in your life that surrounded you, that helped you to grow into the person that you are today. What is one lesson that you've learned from them that really stuck with you up to this point in your career and in your life?
Honestly, to you can't take advantage of life. Like there's no matter what, you can't say, oh, drinking's not a big deal, because it is a big deal. It hit me sideways. I got hit with shots that actually I could have prevented. So I stress to people you don't have to drink in life, and you shouldn't drink in life because it's not. But that being said, as far as a lesson, is that what you said? A lesson? So basically, a lesson to not overstep my boundaries and, think that I can do something nobody else does and without getting in trouble or something like that. You got to think straight in life, and you got to listen. So that's pretty much me.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And you know what strikes me as we are conversing? You are present in the moment. And Damon, it's so important for an athlete and, not just for athletes, but in life to be present in the moment because that's when we become powerful, when we live in that moment. I agree with you,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I saw you doing something amazing online. And I just want to read the name. I just hope I pronounced the surname correctly. You were in the office with Dr. Jason Bloom. And you wrote
Oh
he's
yeah.
now a celebrity boxing honorary champion because he always believed in you. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. He would love to know that you're talking about him right now. It's pretty interesting. Well, I went through some trials, tribulations in my life, like I said, and I was putting together this event, and somehow I hooked up with him, and to be like this guy overseeing this beauty event I was doing, because we were looking for doing who could do the best lips, like something unique, right? And because of my past, I hit a brick wall, and he was a little, I guess, unsure of me, but the guy never quit on me. Like he was always like, loved what I did, kept seeing that I wasn't going backwards. I explained to him, man, I hit the brick wall, drinking messed me up, stupid mistakes. And, that's where I was, you know what I mean? And, but the guy believed in me, and like, he's like one of a few guys that believed in me. And, I know a lot of people believe in me now because I made it, and everybody says they want to believe in me, obviously, board, but he was just a special guy. You know what I mean? He's a family guy, and the way he blew his business up, I just feel like we're similar in similar ways. Obviously, he's the beauty guy, And I take care of myself head to toe, just so you know, head to toe. A guy has to take care of it. And a woman, please, head to toe, take care of yourself. So that being said, it's my man. Like, I love that guy. And we just have a bond, man. You know, like, he's just an interesting guy who is like, he's really legitimately, because we're in the suburbs of Philly. So he's not in Hollywood, because if he was in Hollywood, he would be the talk of the world. But he's more of a guy that, I don't know, he's just an interesting guy, man. He did his thing, and he's the king of plastic surgery.
Wow. That's wonderful. I'm so happy that you have good friends like him and that you guys
Yeah,
journey together. You know, it's important. And
yeah.
you mentioned Philly and you also mentioned Rocky earlier. And I wanted to mention when I went to Philly earlier in the year, I was doing a public speaking event and I made a point to go to Philly to go up the Rocky Steps, Damon. And that was such a wonderful experience. My goodness, it was
Oh, so you came to
just amazing.
Philly?
Yes, I was
You've
there.
been to Philly?
Yeah.
Sly's here now. I saw they did a post. Yeah, that's really cool. That you came to Philadelphia. Next time you come, I'll take you out to dinner.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. Let's talk a little bit about words of wisdom because I've got another quote of yours here that really spoke to me. And I
Yes.
love to hear quotes that are empowering and uplifting because, you know, they speak to me on a deep level. I think back to those times when I felt like the underdog, when people walked over me or people didn't believe in me. And this quote of yours says, no matter who tries to break you or wants to try and hurt you, keep the faith, be real, and be determined. You can make anything happen. Tell us more.
Yeah, just that all comes from, there's always gonna be people that don't believe in you, that don't care what you're doing, or a lot of people are self-centered. I understand that, but no one gives people chances in life. And when you do give a people that chance, sometimes that person ends up hitting it big, like I basically did, and no one believed in me. And now everybody wants to get on board. So sort of a phrase where it's like, sort of like I'm trying to get that knife out of my back, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm saying that, but I just want to inspire the people, man, because life is a journey and you could do it's short, you know what I mean? You don't have a lot of time, man. You have to, but you had the time you have, live it up, live the
Mm-hmm.
most, and anybody can achieve their goals.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing, that to be able to, be a role model in different things and help people. I just want to push people. People can just do anything they want in life. They can go from a person to a celebrity within a certain amount of time, or a regular person to a success if they stay determined, focused, write their goals down, and execute them. You have to execute. You can't think or depend on other people to make you achieve your goals. It's not going to work. No one's going to do anything for you. They can't. I'm not, all due respect, no one has to do anything for you. You're the only one that can make yourself win, and you're the only one that can make yourself fail.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's the truth. Absolutely the truth. And yes, when people tell me I can't do something, my answer is always watch me. I'm going to do that. And
That's what I
I'm glad
say.
to
Yep.
hear. Watch me. I'm going to do
Tell the people, watch me, and keep telling me I can't do it. Watch.
it. They'll never see it coming, Damon. They'll never see it coming, but we are determined and we are going to make it. And I know that you are pressed for time. And I just wanted to ask, as an audience, we would love to follow you, support you. Do you have any upcoming events that we can support you with? Get the word out. How can we assist?
Yeah, I mean, we have our event coming up December 2nd in Atlantic City, then January 20th in Fort Lauderdale. Then we're kicking off our new combat fight league, which I cannot wait for this, because we're opening a door up for so many fighters. It's all kinds of different combat fight sports in one league. And I'm going to prove to the world that an underdog can make anything they want happen. And anybody that has a dream, you can make it happen. Just take your time.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Take your time, pace yourself. And it's been a real pleasure. I really appreciate you and bless you for everything you do. Thank you for being with us in
Thank
this
you.
time. And have a beautiful day. We'll keep in touch. And when I come to Philly, I'll give you a ring and we'll go and do something.
Absolutely. And don't quit on your dreams either. Keep doing this. You're going to make this the biggest podcast in the Europes or whatever. Just keep moving. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you, Damon. That means a lot. Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Likewise, you too. Bye-bye. Bye.